everyone. My name is...
Wait.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Venkman. This is the Useless News on the Big Dumb Fun Show, sponsored as always by Uncle Rusty's Salsa, the only salsa to have at the Mayhem Festival, the only salsa available that day at the Mayhem, the Rockstar Mayhem
Actually,
Festival.
it was in the VIP tent.
The only salsa made available in the VIP tent.
That's how we got the interviews we got. It made them all kinds of weird.
Wow.
I think that the fact was that the Uncle Rusty Salsa is why I had to run to the restroom so many times.
I was going to say, that's where we got our interviews, was right next to the restroom,
Gave
and I kid you not.
It wasn't really a restroom, it was more like a porta potty.
Stood by the Ori. From Calamasa, 3 naked men were robbed after women lured them into a Calamasa motel for some partying. The men told Riverside County Sheriff's deputies they met 3 women at the Yucapa Park and they rented a room. After taking off their clothes, sheriff's investigators said 4 men entered the room and robbed them of about $80 and then fled. One of the victims ran from the motel early Thursday, leading to 911 calls about a nude man in the area. So, just to be on the safe side, you're walking around Calamasa, 3 beautiful women come up and say, hey, how about a little roll in the hay? Why don't you take your clothes off and
Let's go back to the hotel room and
go back to our little shanty here.
See if it's really a Super 8.
See what we're going to do here. And
or you're
they're
just
probably just looking to rob
6.
you. Yeah. Also,
not
someone
if you're
comes
at the
to your
Mayhem
house
Festival.
trying to sell magazines.
He's still on that.
I think there was probably a guy that was going to come
You're
rob
still
me
mad
with
at
my
me
pants
about
down.
that.
You sent her, didn't you?
Why would the guy run off, though? He gets robbed, and then they took all his clothes.
He just...
he didn't have a sheet. He
took
didn't have a
80 bucks.
towel.
It's happened
maybe,
before.
Some toilet paper.
Ooh, I don't know. It depends on what he was trying to conceal.
A pillow.
I don't know.
I got a concealed weapon.
From Denton, investigators are looking on how a young boy managed to slip out of a Denton daycare unnoticed and then cross 2 busy roads, ended up a half a mile away at a Hooters restaurant on Tuesday afternoon.
You know why? Because he's damn good.
Yeah, he sure is. The 5-year-old boy walked out of the Imagination Station daycare in the near the Golden Triangle Mall.
The Imagination Station.
Imagination Station.
Imagine that boy wandering off.
Yeah. He then crossed busy Dallas Drive to go to the gas station to purchase a soft drink and snacks. 5 years old. He's gonna go get a soft drink and snacks after leaving the gas station. So obviously, the clerk at the gas station thought nothing of this. Just 5-year-old
kid
walking right in there. Hey, give me a beef jerky and a Sprite. We kept him in the back coloring and kept him pretty occupied until the police showed up, said the manager of the Hooters. Deborah Pugh, the daycare owner, said the boy, he had asked to go to the bathroom before he disappeared.
The daycare owner's name was Deborah Pugh.
Deborah Pugh.
Does something smell in here, Deborah?
She had some Uncle Rusty's.
When his father arrived minutes later to pick up the child, workers said they realized the boy was missing. Despite what had happened, some parents told the News 8. Apparently, the people covering the story, they still trust the Imagination Station. They still think it's a great place.
It doesn't smell.
Quote one parent: "She's a caring woman, and I like how she takes the children."
That's right. We're gonna Imagine Station a person at the front door from now on.
She really cares for them. Unquote.
I wonder if maybe she sent the kid across the street.
Imagination Station is subject to state inspection every 3 to 5 months. According to the records, the daycare has been cited for at least 8 violations since 2006. 2 of them were for improper supervision. The most recent one, issued in April. Pugh said that this is the first time a child had disappeared while in her car since she's while in her care.
In her car. I don't know how that kid disappeared.
Well, since she's opened it 13 years ago, or at least that she knew of. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe the other kids just haven't been found yet.
Well, I would think, if the parents show up looking for the kid and the kid is not there, like, I dropped my kid off here.
It's like, weren't they here when I dropped them off and I head to the Radio Shack? Because this is not like a regular daycare. It's like one of those mall daycares.
Oh,
kind of like a Kids Quest in a casino.
Yeah.
It turns out it's just a marketing survey place for kids.
Hey, kid, want to win this car? How about a trip to Branson?
Hey, can you tell us what you think of an iPod?
The 5-year-old has not been back to the daycare since the incident, but has been back to the Hooters several times.
Oh, I bet. I wonder if he's still breastfeeding.
Good place to go.
Can't get that on the menu, can you?
At least he's a smart kid. When in doubt.
My mind is in the wrong place tonight because I have so many things to say.
My motto has always been, when in doubt,
Whip it
head
out.
to a Hooters. No. Unlike my other motto that I had last week was, don't work it, gnurk it. That's what... From Sydney, Australia, an Australian man's dare went horribly wrong when he tried to play chicken with cars on a freeway wearing only his underoos.
That's some crap I would do.
Only his underwear. This 18-year-old was critically injured after being hit by a four-wheel drive on a freeway in the southern city of Melbourne in the early hours of Wednesday.
Good
the police
day.
said in a statement. You know, aren't we in Melbourne? I think we're on somewhere in Melbourne. Police are dismayed at the utter stupidity of a man who decided to play chicken on the Tullamarine freeway. It was lucky nobody was killed as a result, and the police couldn't believe anybody would be foolish enough to take such grave risks with their personal safety and that of other drivers. The driver and passenger in the car were not hurt, though the vehicle was totaled.
When it run into a daycare?
It ran right into a Hooters.
Oh, it ran into a Hooters.
Killed a 5-year-old.
Two things we've found out so far in this segment.
Yeah.
One, Gnurk doesn't know how to run sound drops just yet. Two,
What sound drops?
the chat room has now nominated White Nerdy by Weird Al as our theme song.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I could see that.
How could that be?
Never underestimate stupidity is what I have to say to the police officer interviewed in here who could never imagine why anybody would want to play chicken. I guess the guy just stood in the middle of the road saying, come on and get me. Just come right on and...
But because
I
it was like
dare ya.
Australia, it was the other side of the lane instead of...
Yeah, well, it was all...
The left side
everything's
instead of the
opposite.
right side.
Toilets flush, counterclockwise or whatever. Anyway, my name is Venkman. That is the Useless News on the Big Dumb Fun Show. Submit your own useless news to the show by shooting me an email, uselessnews@bigdumbfunshow.com, which listener Travis did. And we're going to get to that later tonight. It wasn't exactly a useless news story. It's something I want to delve a little bit deeper into, and we'll do that later in the show. Since it's a really cool story about the folks over at Comcast and your
Oh, man,
your,
I can't stand
customer
Comcast.
service levels over there with Comcast.
You're listening online, come on out, bigdumbfunshow.com. Got the chat room, got the live video going.
With their-
Half Dollar, Radio X, Big Guy, Zendo, Travis, Say Sura,
think-
some other anonymous, a bunch of people in the chat
I
room.
think I'm in there too.
Are you in there? Did I hop
above and
over
beyond
you?
that,
Yeah, I
you know what
did.
we've got?
What do we got?
We've got
Gas?
our little White and Nerdy
Oh dear.
by Weird Al.
Great wind.